Dorian on the inside gate. He's theoretically the top Hungarian, although they've had a variety of top scorers on the tour. Steve Lawson, the Tiger skipper, goes from gate 2. Sandor Tehanye in gate 3, a very smart set of leathers. And Sean Courtney out in gate 4. And this is the pairing who came third in the World Pairs last year at Landshut. Something of a shock result, but the best result achieved by the Hungarians so far in World Speedway. And Dorian's made a very good start. He leads round the first corner. Steve Lawson, though, cutting inside him, coming out the second corner. And Steve clear into the third bend. The Hungarians in second and third. Sean Courtney struggling at the rear. First bend's always an important one at Shawfield. There's a variety of lines possible. Dorian's looking threatening in second place. He picked up 13 at Middlesbrough in their tour match, but he's had one or two not so good matches. Only 2 points at Edinburgh on Friday night. The Hungarians keeping right on Steve Lawson's tail. Sean Courtney as yet not making any impression from the rear. Dorian seems to have a slight advantage in speed over Steve Lawson. He's a bit too wide there, though. And he's not going to catch the Tiger skipper now, I don't think. Sean Courtney just about coming into contention at the back. Is he going to snatch third? Not quite. A length down at the line. So a 3-all there. And a reasonable start.
Well, Steve, how does it feel to be beating world finalists in Heat 1?
Well, I didn't really know that. That was a world finalist, was he? Well, I wasn't aware of that. All I could think about was the track was, you know, was wet coming into the corners, and I wasn't really going in as fast as I should have been, and I could hear them behind me. I wasn't aware who it was, but you know, once the track dries out, I may be able to go in a bit faster. I haven't settled down yet.
And is this what we can expect for the rest of the meeting?
What, from these lads? Or from me? No, hopefully I'll get my finger out and start to go a bit quicker now, but that, like the sloppy stuff that was on the track early on, it'll soon go, and then you'll see some fast racing then. The tracks are often a bit, you know, a bit awkward in the first race, that's all.
This is Heat 2, and the man on the inside is Martin McKenna. Next to him it's Robert Ksilic. Gate 3 it's Mick Powell, and Gate 4 Zoltan Hajdu, the man who top scored at Edinburgh the other night with a dozen well-earned points. He's a strong man to have at reserve, but I think I was going to say the Tigers have made the best start, but in fact it's Hajdu who's come round the outside of them to the front, and it's Martin McKenna and Mick Powell taking up second and third, and Mick Powell under threat from Ksilic at the back. Hajdu was very impressive at Edinburgh. He beat Les Collins a couple of times, and he's miles clear here. Ksilic pressing the two Tigers reserves, who are not going particularly quickly. Interesting for the minor places. Ksilic, I think, perhaps lacking the experience to pick his way through with the Tigers in close formation in front of him. They've now switched to Mick Powell on the inside and Martin McKenna on the outside. A good win for Hajdu, and the Tigers hang on for second and third. Martin McKenna about a tyre clear of his partner in second place. So another 3-all, 6-all the score.
Taking 3 points total for the score. 6 to the Tiger, 6 to Hungary, and the winning time again 69.4. 69.
And the Tigers have taken advantage here to nip to the front with Kenny McKenna leading, Jason Lyons in second place, and this is a strong Tigers pairing. Laszlo Bodie in third place for the Hungarians, and Robert Nagy, a forceful performer, where he can get near the opposition. He's at the back here. Laszlo Budi scored well at Milton Keynes in Middlesbrough. Driving hard into these bends, making up ground on Jason Lyons, but losing it coming out the corners. Into the final lap, no problems for Kenny McKenna. Laszlo Budi's right inside Lyons there. Certainly driving hard in. He's not going to catch the young Australians, so the Tigers take a 5-run there, and the break in the scoring for the first time, and the Tigers going ahead by 11 points to 7. I think the Riders are having a bit of trouble with the track there, Ken.
Yes, of course, we had a very heavy shower of rain just immediately before the start of the meeting tonight, Mike, after a fine summer day, and it's certainly not helped the track there just now. But I must admit, I'm very impressed with the, although it's only 3 races, with the showing of the Hungarians so far. I think their week's experience in Britain is doing them the power of good, and it looks like we've got a very good contest.
Well, we apologise for missing the start of that previous race. A little bit of lack of professionalism by the track staff disrupting the supreme professionalism of the small video company. It happens very rarely.
Well, Jason, that was the first 5-1 of the evening.
Yeah, it's been pretty close actually. They're doing well.
And how are the Hungarians looking to yourself?
They're definitely good riders. Like, they don't do so much on little tracks, but they go really good on the big tracks, so it's good.
Are you hoping to get as good a score as last week?
Well, I hope so, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks very much, bye.
Into heat 4 then. We've got Zoltan Hajdu, the impressive winner of heat number 2, going off gate 1 for the Hungarians. Next to him, Martin McKenna. In gate 3, it's Joseph Petrakovic, one-time high finisher in the World Under-21 Championship. And Glasgow top prospect, Shane Bowes, going to gate number 4. And it's Hajdu and Bowes. Bowes going round the outside of the Hungarian, and Martin McKenna trying to force his way through the inside. Not quite successful on Hajdu. Oh, and Martin's down. And he's taken Petrakovic out, I'm afraid, there. Petrakovic chose the outside route, and it proved to be an unwise choice, unfortunately. Just one of those things, but Martin, I'm afraid, will have to be excluded, I assume. Do we have the blue light on? It's always hard to tell.
Don't think so. Not yet, Mike.
Couldn't be any doubt about that, I don't think.
No.
Yes, indeed. It's
No,
just the bulb is not working.
Martin McKenna excluded from the rerun of heat number 4.
So it's heat number 4 again with Martin McKenna indeed excluded. Unfortunately, Joseph Petrakovic is unable to take his place in the rerun, but Robert Kasilik coming in to take his place, and we're hopeful that Joseph will be available for some of the later races. Once again, Bowes and Hajdu have got the best starts. Hajdu hard in there trying to force Bowes off his line, but he didn't succeed, and it's the Australian to the front. Hajdu daring bursts into these corners, and it's already been shown by Martin McKenna that the track is a little bit treacherous after the earlier rain, but the Hungarians throwing caution to the wind. That seems to be their primary tactic. Hard into these bends, and it's certainly causing Hajdu to gain some ground here. He's not far away from Shane Bowes. Into the final lap, Bowes has a couple of lengths advantage, but the Hungarian is right there to take advantage of any slips. Very fast, this man Hajdu. And Bowes has made a mistake there, but it didn't leave a gap really. So Bowes has a length to spare at the end, and that was a very good race. And a first-class effort by the Hungarian to put such pressure on the impressive Bowes, who is so good round Sheffield. Very good effort indeed. So 3-all once again, and 14-10 the score. Heat 5, and there's just 4 points in it. We've got Jason Lyons going off heat number 1 here. His partner will be Kenny McKenna in gate 3, and for the Hungarians it's the World Pairs boys, Odorian and Tehanyi. So perhaps Tiger's strongest pairing, I should think certainly Tiger's strongest pairing, against what ought to be the strongest Hungarian pairing. A good start from the outside, and a big bump going into the first corner between Tehanyi and Lyons. Tehanyi looked across at Lyons rather disdainfully and has just gone tearing inside Kenny McKenna. Quite astonishing effort by the Hungarians there. And in fact, Kenny McKenna stopped. In fact, the race has been stopped. What do you think of that, Ken?
Due to the sunlight, the red lights weren't seen by the riders, so after the incident in the first bend, the race...
Just listening to the referee there, Mike, and apparently the referee stopped the race because they hadn't seen the green light, and so all 4 riders are coming back to the start. But the riders lucky in that first bend to get away with it there, because that could have turned out quite nasty. I'm glad to see them all back on their 2 wheels again. But that, even though it was only 1 lap there, it must have given the 2 Tigers men a fright, because the Hungarians are certainly coming on to form here tonight.
Here we go again. That was an interesting lap. What are we going to get this time? McKenna and Lyons, Odorian and Tehanyi. And I'm quite sure Kenny McKenna won't want to be rushed aside as he was the first time. He may possibly have been slowing on the back straight. About 2 shots at starting there, and that was another very rough first corner. It was Jason Lyons that pushed Kenny McKenna this time, and it's Odorian and Lyons who hit the 3rd corner in contention for the lead. Odorian out wide and Lyons on the inside, lifting. And I wonder if Kenny McKenna will be having a word with Jason Lyons after that one. Kenny McKenna stopped for a bit and he's now rejoined the race, but I feel that he won't be all that pleased with his young partner. The Hungarians mixing it in no uncertain style. Odorian swinging round that corner. Tehanyi's lost control on the back straight and he almost rammed the fence. Not sure if he caught that. It's allowed Kenny McKenna to get onto his tail, and Lyons is chasing hard after Odorian. And I think this pre-meeting shower has made the track very interesting. Maybe the riders aren't enjoying it too much, but it's producing some spectacular action. So that's a terrific win for Odorian, who looked the world-class performer that his record suggests he is, and the Hungarians took a 4-2 out of it. So they've moved on to 14 points. They've halved the deficit. It's now 16-14 in favour of the Tigers, and Kenny McKenna has gone storming back into the pits. I think he's going to have a word or two to say to 1 or 2 people. This is heat 6, and that's Sean Courtney coming into the inside gate. Gate 2, it's Zoltan Hajdu once again, replacing Joseph Petrikovic, who's obviously still not fit. Stevie Lawson hoping to calm things down a little bit after that hectic last race. He goes from gate 3, and Robert Ksilik is the man on the outside gate. So the Tigers just leading by 2, and suddenly they realise they've got a match on their hands here. Hajdu though, driving wide and forcing Steve Lawson off his line, and here comes Hajdu attacking Courtney, and Robert Ksilik's moved into 3rd place. Steve Lawson maintaining a diplomatic distance at the rear in view of, once again, some fairly hectic manoeuvring from the Hungarians. And here comes Hajdu again attacking Sean Courtney, and he's gone thundering inside him into that 3rd corner. Can he hold it? Courtney's cutting back on the inside, but the Hungarians in front. And the Hungarians are proving to be a little bit more daring on this slightly tricky surface. Doing some excellent control as well. Certainly a surprise that Steve Lawson's at the back with Robert Ksilik, not one of the more highly rated Hungarians. Hajdu lifted going into that 3rd corner there. Once again, I'm not quite certain if it was caught on the tape, but a tremendous victory for Hajdu. That was really quite something. And a 4-2 to the Hungarians levels the score. 18 points each with 6 races gone, and it's very interesting, is it not, Ken?
I'm just wondering if the Glasgow riders have been caught out by looking at the scores, as I did earlier this week, and thinking, well, it's going to be a night to relax, but they're certainly finding it's the complete opposite. And I would say that the track conditions are actually affecting the home riders far more than the Hungarians, who are prepared to give it a try.
Heat number 7, that's Shane Bowes on the inside gate. Next to him, Robert Nagy. Gate 3, Mark McKenna. Gate 4, Laszlo Bodie. And the scores are level. It's interesting here at Shawfield. Shane Bowes is gated. Nagy trying to force his way inside him, and the Hungarians getting more daring every race. Remarkable effort there around the first turn by Nagy is just unsuccessful. He's almost come to grief. Shane Bowes is right out on the boards. What on earth was he doing there? And Nagy's come past him. The Hungarians really ripping it up here. Nagy's in front, and Bodie is also tearing after Bowes in third place, with Martin McKenna tailed off this time. And Bowes is a very daring and aggressive rider himself. He'll not take this lying down. It looks as though Nagy's pulling ahead of him. Nagy's into his final lap now. And Bowes has made another horrendous mistake and allowed Bodie to go through. So Tigers are not coping at all well with track conditions here. And the Hungarians have taken an astonishing 5-1 from the back. They lead by 23 points to 19, and this is quite a remarkable turnaround on the earlier Hungarian results. They're really flying here. And we can only assume that the Tigers are being caught out by track conditions.
Come back round here so we can show. Obviously, there's an understanding.
Good evening.
Good evening.
And what do you think of tonight's match so far?
It's good. Good to see good competition.
Are the Hungarians better than what you thought?
Definitely, definitely.
And you've quite enjoyed everything so far?
It was good, good. Especially I was impressed with this number 7. I wouldn't mind seeing him in the team.
And what do you think of the season so far? I mean, as regards the team?
Well, this Gold Cup, I would rather see the league being played 4 times each, or 3 times each, like the Premier League, or the First Division football.
On the fourth pin there. A nice big 5 words to the Hungarians.
Come on, you can talk to us. What's your name? What do you think of the match?
We're after talking about a Scottish team.
What do you think of the match so far? You're standing there laughing. Do you really talk to me then? No? But what do you think of tonight's match compared to Edinburgh's?
Well, Edinburgh were a better team, of course. You understand. They're definitely better. They're definitely better than you, anyway.
Who's that? Hungary or Edinburgh?
No, I'm talking about Oxford. No, I mean Edinburgh. But then you must remember, what I'm thinking about is they're beating Glasgow, but they were severely undergeared on Friday, so how much would have massacred your team? That's what I'm worried about.
Well, that's a quite honest result. And what do you think of it?
They'd laugh. Brilliant. This is great, beating Glasgow. It's hungry though.
What do you think of it so far?
A disaster. Pretty bad.
Pretty bad, and you thought it was going to be easy, didn't you?
Yeah, after Edinburgh's match, I thought it would be a walkover, but it's not. We just seem to be falling to bits at the moment. Nobody seems to be. The Hungarians just seem to be riding far too well, taking the attack better than what we do.
That's only the start of the season, so how do you think we'll do for the rest of the year?
I don't know, we started bad last year and finished good, just let's hope we can do the same.
I think, well, compared to tonight's match, when you think Hungarians at the end of a tour, look how they're racing, that we can't beat them, we've been beating at every other track really well, I don't think we'll do this.
Right, thanks for talking to us.
This is Seat 8, McPowell going off the inside gate, attempting to repair the Tigers' fortunes. Gate 2 will be Zoltan Hajdu, so it won't be easy for the Tigers here. Gate 3, it's Sean Courtney, who's just had an excellent battle with Hajdu, in fact. And on the outside we'll have Sandor Tehanye, who's no slouch himself. Tigers looking for a big effort here. Tigers have. Sean Courtney's gone to the front. Tehanye attacking Powell around the outside. Powell manages to hold the Hungarian against the fence there. But I think Tehanye's gone round him. Tehanye into second. Zoltan Hajdu at the back. Got himself into a bit of a mess, perhaps going a bit too fast. Now comes inside Mick Powell, and the former Edinburgh rider has been forced to the back by these hard-riding Hungarians who are almost running into each other there. Sean Courtney's taken advantage of the melee at the rear to build up a reasonable lead. Made up some of the ground, but not quite enough, so Sean Courtney shares that one. He'll be very pleased to have got to the finish without any Hungarians coming dashing inside him. So it's a 3-all there, and the Hungarians maintain that 4-point lead by 26 points to 22.
I'm just wondering if it's the Hungarian style it's forcing the Tigers into an error tonight, Mike, because they know that these guys are coming breathing down their wreck.
They're nervous about
yes,
where
exactly.
they're coming from.
The throttle's open from the gate, and they're taking every chance available.
Great speedway anyway.
Here they come down. Yep.
Heat number 9, we've got Joseph Petrakovic on the inside, his partner will be Robert Sillick, and it's Kenny and Martin McKenna for the Tigers, and I suspect Joseph Petrakovic is not actually fit. He's gone right to the back. He's had to come out and take this ride because there's no other reserve available, with Sillick already being in the race. So it could be the McKenna boys to save the day, Kenny and Martin. Martin just making a bit of a mistake there, dear, and that lets Robert Sillick through. Well, he only had to ride steady to hang on to the second place there, but made the mistake. And this Hungarian reserve, who, like really all his teammates today, looks pretty useful, come through into second. Kenny McKenna determined that there'll be no slip-ups after the problems he had in his second race. Well clear. Petrakovic has perked up after a very unsteady first corner. He's still at the back. So the Tigers take 4-2 there. Tigers now on 26, the Hungarians on 28, so still plenty of work for the home side to do.
On guard and taking the one side in third place. On the back straight, Kenny McKenna. Here he goes to the people standing in the sunshine. A little bit windy, but they're in the sunshine. Up to the third and fourth bend. And here he comes down.
Well, Neil, there seems to be a few problems for the Tigers tonight. What's going wrong?
Well, I don't think so much we're going wrong. In fact, they're going good. You know, they had a look at the track yesterday, and as soon as they saw it, their faces lit up and said, "This is racing. We will race tomorrow." They're going well. You know, we had a bit of a problem whether to water or not to water with the weather and stuff. You know, it's a wee bit slick for us, but you know, we'll come back okay.
You said that you'll be looking at the Hungarians tonight with a view to strengthening your team. Have you seen anything that's impressed you so far?
I've seen 7 of them, Christopher, let's face it. I mean, when was Bosey last passing the back around Shawfield? By 2 of them. Gosh, yeah, they're racers. On that type of circuit, they're racers. It's unfortunate the 2 they've had this year, you know, it's down to Milton Keynes, Middlesbrough, Edinburgh and Newcastle to finish with, which are not, shall we say, 4 racing tracks, you know.
OK, Neil, thanks a lot.
No problems, take care.
Heat number 10, Robert Nagy just coming into the inside gate there. He's been impressive. Next to him it's Sean Courtney. Gate 3, it will be Zoltan Hajdu. And on the outside, Steve Lawson. And Steve will definitely want to make a quick start from out there to try and get clear by the first corner. So this has a look of a very strong race indeed, and with just 2 points in it, it's a very vital one indeed. Steve Lawson had gated well there, but I think he pulled back a bit, perhaps wondering what the Hungarians were going to do. And we have Hajdu and Nagy streaking to the front. These two are looking really tremendous out there. Oops. Hajdu, I think he is intentionally wheeling. It doesn't seem the wisest thing to do. Doing it again there. I think track conditions are tricky enough without that, but Steve Lawson's almost come to a halt at the back. Whoa, has to right up again. And that could have serious consequences, I suspect. Into his final lap now. Certainly a showman. And the Hungarians close to colliding there. But into the final corner, Hajdu very impressively sweeping round it for a great victory, and a victory salute as he crosses the line with his partner Nagy completing the 5-1 there, and the Tigers had absolutely no answer to that one. 5-1 to the Hungarians, they're on 33, the Tigers are on 27, and that, believe it or not, is already the Hungarians' highest score of this tour. They're certainly a totally different side today to any of their previous matches. I did think the track would be a little bit more suited to their style, but not quite this much. The Tigers going to be able to answer this, do you think, Ken?
Yeah, as I said before, Mike, I think the Hungarians have frightened the life out of the Tigers. They're just not prepared to mix it with the Hungarians.
Steve did seem to have made the start there, didn't he?
Yes, and
didn't make it to the first corner.
Didn't make it to the first corner, and whether it was bike trouble or whether he just decided to slow down, but I'm thoroughly enjoying this Hungarian side after my remarks earlier on.
Seat number 11, we've got those world pairs riders Adorzan and Tahanyi for Hungary. We've got Shane Bowes going for the Tigers, and we've also got a tactical substitute coming in, going off gate 4, Kenny McKenna. So this could be a really tremendous race. 4 of the top riders in the meeting. The Tigers desperately needing a heat victory here to cut into this deficit. The Hungarians having the time of their lives out there. And the Tigers fighting for their lives. And Kenny McKenna is tremendous starting from the outside. And Shane Bowes has gone with him to the first corner. Powerful burst by Bowes to go into second place. Dorian's coming into third, and he's trying a very ambitious sweep round the outside. Not quite there, but he's certainly close with Bowes. And Shane was having a bit of trouble with the track in his last race. And once again, he's been passed by Zoltan Adorian. Tahanyi, I think, ran into the fence at the back and he stopped. Adorian is right there, and he's proving his world-class pedigree here. He's made up quite a bit of ground on Kenny McKenna. Kenny will stick to that inside line, I'm sure, and make it very difficult for the Hungarians to take him. Adorian going wide looking for grip, and he's got a fair deficit as they go into the final corner. He's wide there. Shane Bowes going to catch him? Not quite. The Tigers have at least taken a 4-2, the tactical substitution of Kenny McKenna paying off there. But another good ride by Dorian to come through into second place. 4-2 to the Tigers then. They're on 31 and the Hungarians on 35. 4 races to go.
And as he comes up onto the third bend, here he comes. Taking up a fine 3 points for your Radio Flying Tigers. And I'm sure you'll give him away. As he comes out, onto the home straight.
This is seat number 12, Steve Lawson going from gate number 1. He's Just had a win in 2 lasts so far. Next to him it will be Laszlo Bode for the Hungarians. Gate 3, Jason Lyons, one who really is prepared to mix it with the Hungarians. And on the outside as a reserve replacement, Zoltan Hajdu once again taking the place of Josef Petrikovics. And I'm sure that's one change the Tigers would rather have not seen. Hajdu's been tremendously impressive. From the inside gate, Steve Lawson must have a better chance of reaching that first corner in front. Deficit now 4. Start Bode and Hajdu to the first corner. Lawson trying to get inside Bode, but he's not done it. And Jason Lyons is at the back. Bode very quick into that corner. He swung wide, giving Lawson a chance. Not through though. Bode keeping an eye on Steve Lawson, making sure there isn't room for him to get through. Bode's going rather recklessly into these corners. Hajdu, the wheelie king, is not lifting the front wheel this time. Yes, he is. Miles up in the air there. Still leading the race by a long way. Into the final lap, these two Hungarians. Really flying. They've shaken off the Tigers. Disappointing ride by the Glasgow men there. And it's Hajdu and Bode taking the 5-1 without really a great deal of difficulty. So the Hungarians now on 40 points, Tigers back on 32, but they do have Shane Bowes and Kenny McKenna in the next one. They'll need to make it count.
Wheeling to down everything it goes. Yeah, on the first end there. A nice big 5-1 to the Hungarians.
Well, Shane, the Tigers' roar doesn't seem to be keeping the Hungary team at bay tonight.
No, they seem to be going pretty well. They're making some good starts, what they never did at Edinburgh, and that's what they're doing. They're pulling right around the line. They're just like pulling right around the corners, and good luck to them. They're just going quicker than what we are tonight.
So obviously that's the strength of the Hungarians rather than the weakness of the Tigers tonight.
Oh, that's definitely right. Yeah, that's right. They obviously like this track a fair bit. As I said, when they were at Edinburgh, they were riding well, but they were just behind. They weren't making the starts, and now they are making the starts tonight. And even when they're not making the starts, they're still going pretty good. They're still passing, and we're losing.
Gate number 13. And this is the strong Tigers pairing. Kenny McKenna from gate 1. He's been gating really well, other than that one slip. His partner will be Shane Bowes. Gate 2 for the Hungarians, it's Zoltan Adorian, who's been impressive. Shane Bowes is going to come into gate 3, and the other Hungarian is Robert Nagy, also in very fine form indeed. So the Tigers really need a 5-1 here, I would say. Made an excellent start. Shane Bowes, I think, has gone inside him on the second bend, and Kenny McKenna also through. Shane Bowes made the room there. Now the Hungarians battling to get into contention, and Nagy inside McKenna there very powerfully. And Kenny McKenna has come to a halt. Hungarians in the ascendancy again. Shane Bowes still leading. Nagy's chasing hard. Kenny McKenna's out the race now. And Nagy is putting tremendous pressure on Shane Bowes. He's a remarkable performer. Bose is really having to hug that line to hold this Hungarian off. This is the final corner. Bose can't afford to make a mistake, and he hasn't. That's a good ride by the Australian to win that one. But the Tigers only shared it, and the Hungarians maintain their 8-point lead. So Glasgow need 2 5-1s to draw.
He's trying to get those three. But St. holds on. Here he comes right up the third and fourth bend. Yep, going a fine way, holding off the Hungarians.
Heat 14 then, a crucial one if the Tigers are to have any chance of getting anything out of this fixture. Actually,
and the bike's on fire there down in the
oh, good heavens.
track.
My word. Well, I don't think you'll be riding that. My word.
Oh,
I've never seen that before.
Fire extinguisher doesn't even work. Goodness gracious.
What an unpleasant experience.
Yeah.
He's not getting back on it, is he? No. Well, that's an unexpected interlude.
Mr. Marion's here. He comes over to something, son.
We're ready to go. I've no idea about the performance, the likely performance of Sabahell's machine. We'll soon see. So I don't know if that'll disrupt the Hungarians. They've got Laszlo Bode then on the replacement machine going from the inside gate. Or rather, it's Robert Silic, I beg your pardon. His partner is Laszlo Bode, who's in gate 3. Mick Powell on gate 2. He hasn't done much so far this evening. And Jason Lyons going from the outside gate. Again, a long delay there. And Mick Powell's made a decent start. And Lyons, I think, is going round the Hungarians. No, not quite. He's just cut off by Bode there. Finding it difficult to identify the Hungarians. They're very similar. Silic's gone into second. Jason Lyons is coming storming through, though. And Lyons has fallen off. Well, he was trying hard to get the second place that the Tigers desperately needed there. Powell making a belated effort to prove his worth to the Tigers. He's not against the strongest of the Hungarians here, but he's certainly managing to ride impressively enough. Into his final lap. The Tigers now can't save the match. I think Powell will be quite pleased if he can pick up the 3 points here, I'm sure. Roar him home. A 3-all, but that's enough to ensure that the Hungarians will win the match. They are now leading by 46 points to 38, with just a nominated race to go.
There he goes. Young Mickey Bow up on the third. It's definitely the haircut. Here he comes. Give him a nice round of applause. Yep, Mickey Bow.
So heat 15, the nominated race. Shane Bowes going for the Tigers off the inside gate, getting a dramatic introduction from the centre green man. Next to him, Zoltan Adorjan. Gate 3, it will be Mick Powell. Encouraged by his heat 14 ride, can he do anything here? The opposition is somewhat stronger. Robert Nagy is the man on the outside. He has been particularly impressive. The Hungarians have picked up their first victory, most deservedly. Are we going to get an exciting finish in the nominated race? Bose and Adorjan, Nagy to the first corner, in fact. Tremendous dash round the outside. He leads from Adorjan. Shane Bowes in third. Nagy goes into these corners tight on the inside. Bowes and Powell getting in tremendous fankle at the back. The Hungarians have a massive lead now. Nagy tight in that corner again. In fact, both the Hungarians similar there. Beautiful riding. the Hungarians a tremendous reception after this magnificent performance. Robert Nagy leads home, waves to the crowd, gets an excellent reception. A 5-1 for the Hungarians in the last race. They've won the match by a remarkable 51 points to 39. Fans up and down the country will wonder what on earth has been going on at Shawfield today. But we're here and we've seen it, and we've seen that the Hungarians have been quite magnificent. I would venture to suggest that on the bigger tracks there are very few Division 2 sides that could live with the Hungarians the way they've ridden today. The Tigers may feel a little bit embarrassed about the result, but it really was more a case of a highly impressive riding by these thrilling Hungarians. And I think if they'd been given some bigger tracks to race on in the remainder of their tour, they would have been much more impressive than they have been. Any closing thoughts, Ken?
Yes, full credit to the Hungarians, Mike. Certainly produced a performance I didn't expect here tonight. They not only set their bikes on fire, they set the track on fire. 10 out of 10 for entertainment, 10 out of 10 for commitment. But I do have to say there's a lot of questions to be asked about that Glasgow performance tonight. Albeit the Hungarians were very good here, and they have to be answered very quickly before they meet that team, what do you call them, from the other side of the country, here in Gold Cup business next week. So I certainly hope that Glasgow produce a better performance, or else you and I will be coming to fisticuffs.
Zoltan, how did you enjoy the meeting tonight?
The meeting is very good, but we are first time here in this track, and this track is very difficult for the European driver, you know. And I hope this meeting is very good for the driver and for the public.
This is the first meeting that you've won in Britain. What made the difference tonight?
Ez volt az első meccs, amit nyertünk. Mit szólsz az eredményhez?
We are very happy. We are very happy because this is the first meeting to win, and I hope the next meeting we are two feet, yeah.
Thank you very much then, Zoltan.
Thank you very much.
Well, James, the brains behind this whole setup, where did the idea come from?
Well, we like to sort of try and put money back into Speedway in some way or other, and we think one of the best ways of doing it is to try and bring teams over to the UK, which you wouldn't normally see. In 1990 we brought the Russians over, and this year we wanted to bring the Hungarians